about to sound insensitive, so you can cut this part out. Hey everyone, welcome back to Our 3 Cents. This is our 6th episode, and we are super excited to be back. My name is Molly.
I'm Bailey.
I'm Laura.
And yeah, we're super pumped about this week's episode. But I wanted to kick us off with what I like to call Molly's Dumb Corner.
We all like to call it that.
Where I tell...
Do.
Oh yeah, the theme song.
Yeah, no one's on board with it except for me, but it's fine. I like to tell dumb stories today because I have
because
a lot
she
of
has
them.
dumb things happen to
this
her,
story,
or she causes dumb things to happen
Wait,
to her.
let's start with a little warning. Laura and I have not pre-heard this dumb story, so we really don't know where it could go. And Molly, don't not live up to the hype I just gave everybody by giving them a warning.
Sad.
Please have done something dumb.
This story has a lot. Okay. It's dumb. It's embarrassing. And a little bit scary. So
the Trinity.
The perfect trinity for any good dumb story. Okay, so this past weekend I was at Best Buy because I really want a Blu-ray player, and I'm very indecisive. I've wanted a Blu-ray player for the past year, but I don't watch a lot of movies, so I was like, do I really need a Blu-ray player? But lately I've been wanting to watch movies, so I was like, I'm gonna get one. So I was walking around the store holding my Blu-ray player. I had been for 20. What?
Like a thief.
Right. I'd been walking around for 20 minutes with it because, again, I'm very indecisive and I wasn't completely sure I was going to buy it yet. And I was also kind of looking to ask a question, but I'm really bad about asking people. If they come to me and they're like, are you looking for something? Can I help you? Then I'm like, yes, you can. But I hate going up to people asking them for help. It just it makes me very nervous. So this person, a collared shirt, is like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, good, how are you? And they walk around the corner where I can see them fully, and they're wearing an Xfinity shirt. And I was like, no. And they're like, so who's your Wi-Fi provider? And I was like, y'all are actually me thinking I'm about to get out of this real quick. They're selling internet, I already got it from them, it's fine. And they're like, great, are you interested in home security systems? And I have a hard time telling people no, and especially salespeople. They treat me like they're my friend, so I treat them the same.
Marketing 101.
So I'm completely honest with this dude. And I'm like, I've been thinking about it,
Have you live in an apartment building?
Yeah, and I'm very paranoid.
That has a security thing.
It doesn't stop people from coming into my apartment.
Why would they pick yours? It's so out of the way.
I know. That's what I think,
You're literally
too.
on the bottom floor. You have to turn and go past 4 other ones. If they pick you, they deserve it. Or you deserve it.
Wow, way to tell all of our listeners where Molly lives, the exact floor plan to get to her apartment.
Everybody follow the schematics.
They don't know which direction.
Right there. It was foolproof.
So he asks for my address, and I'm like, no. I was like, I don't need a home security. I gotta think about it. He's like, what is there to think about? And I was like, I'm very indecisive. Have you seen me walking around the store with this Blu-ray player for the past 20 minutes?
Please tell me you
I haven't bought it yet for a reason. I did not. Yeah, so he kept trying to get me to put my address in. I was like, no, really, it's fine. I'm not that interested. He was like, I'm not going to sign you up for anything. I just want to show you how it works.
No, that's how you break into a place. That's how you break into a place, is you pretend to be a Wi-Fi guy and just ask for people's random address.
I was already getting paranoid because he was asking for my address. But so naturally, I gave it to him.
I gave it to him. No.
Yeah. So I was like, well, this is it. If I don't get a home security system, this is going to break in and kill me. And so we look up my address. And then the next question is the last 4 digits of my social security number.
Molly, no.
And I was like, oh, I don't know about that. He was like, it's just for safety precautions, because if I could just look up your address without having to type anything else in, that'd be super sketchy. It just verifies that it's you.
So is this. This is even sketchier.
Well, no, you're in an Xfinity store, right?
No, I'm in Best Buy.
No, she's in Best Buy. This man's trolling around for customers.
Don't they have a
in the
partnership
electronics store?
You were just talking to a stranger?
It wasn't insanely sketchy. I trusted the Xfinity guy to be there, but he was just asking me very, like, uncomfortable questions that
Like,
go
I'm
along
more
with the home
uncomfortable now
security
that
system.
because I thought for some reason we were in Xfinity, and like AT&T asks me that kind of stuff all the time.
No.
If I call or like have to verify over the phone or even go in, like they ask me all this stuff about like my account, which like I'm fine with because I'm sitting at a desk in an AT&T store talking to an AT&T in person, and like after you leave, you get that text message that says thanks for talking to Chandra. Like, so if anything happens, Chandra is the one that's getting a call.
Nope.
But you're just talking to a
We're in
random
a
guy.
completely different store where they should not be.
Well, I don't know. We don't know that yet.
They can be, but...
Anyway, he asked for my social security number, the last 4 digits, and I'm like, oh, I gotta think about this. And he's like, what is there to think about? And I was like, well, I have to think about what my social security number is.
Nice.
Because I don't know
That's a different topic. I thought you meant that this was a trick.
know.
You need to know that.
I know the first half of my social security number, but literally not
Doesn't
the
help
last
anybody.
4 numbers.
How many numbers
Doesn't
are in a
help
social
anybody.
security number?
9.
Bailey, I wasn't asking you.
Oh, I thought that was a genuine question. I'm sorry.
No, Bailey.
Well, I guessed it correctly. I didn't even hear Bailey.
Oh, good, finally.
But yeah, so I couldn't remember the last 4 digits, which apparently are the most important.
Yes, because
to remember.
everybody asks
Yeah,
for those.
but...
I think I have it now. I actually need to call my mom back and ask her to double check. So I gave him, oh no, I didn't give it to him. I typed it in what I thought was my last 4 digits of my social security number. Thankfully, I was wrong.
I was going to say, yeah, I hope you were
He
right.
like couldn't show me the demo or whatever. I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm stupid. Sorry I couldn't be, I wasted your time. And he was like, it's okay. And I said goodbye. That's how I got out of it, thankfully. So I was an idiot.
I mean, he still has his address, your address.
Yeah, exactly. And I was so paranoid.
And you don't have a security system now, so...
And my Wi-Fi's been acting up, and it wasn't acting up before.
He got into your Wi-Fi.
He did. Because he even asked me, he's like, how's your Wi-Fi? I'm like, it's great. Haven't had any problems. But then, like, I had problems later that day, and I was like, this dude's literally playing with my Wi-Fi right now.
Oh my God. I'm uncomfortable.
Right? Yeah, and
I
I told
thought
you
this
it was
story-
dumb, embarrassing, and scary.
I thought this story was just going to be like, I saw someone in a blue-collared shirt and khaki pants, and I went up to them thinking I was a Best Buy employee. Not that you were just giving out your most personal information to a random stranger.
Yeah, that's not what happened. It had to be much more...
Traumatic.
gross. Yeah, that too.
Okay, so Molly. So everyone who's listening.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
probably
you.
not the only one doesn't know what this is.
Well, the only thing is I think me and Bailey have talked about this to or around Molly, and she either just hasn't listened or
Likely.
Um,
Also likely. Those are both really good.
But as said in, I think, the first episode, I really like conspiracy theories. And one that has piqued my interest in the last couple of years, I guess, was the Mandela effect, which is the phenomenon that plagues a good portion of society where I remember something or we remember something as a society or as a culture that is not true. Like, it didn't happen. It was never that way.
Named after the example.
Nelson Mandela. So the reason it's named after Nelson Mandela is because there's a large group of people in and around our parents' ages who are completely convinced that Nelson Mandela died while he was imprisoned in the 80s. And that's not true. He lived, he got out, he died in the early 2000s, I think. And when he died officially, and it came out in the news, and everybody was talking about how great of a leader he was and how impactful he was to his community, a large group of people were very confused because they explicitly remember him dying in the 80s and having this whole thing happen. And no one can prove or disprove it because there's this group of people who believes it and who have never met each other but who saw the news reports about him dying in the early 2000s and don't know where this memory came from. And so it's not just Nelson Mandela's death. There's so much more that...
Wait. Sorry. No. I don't want to interrupt. I just want to see if Molly, which thing she remembers. So, Molly, do you remember the book series and the TV show, The Berenstain Bears?
To that, and you already ruined it.
I know. No. Can you spell Berenstein to the best of your ability?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yes, because now, according to everything, and if you look at a Berenstain Bears book, it's Berenstain Bears, so AI, but in my childhood, it was EI, and
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know if this is like reputable, but I've seen on like YouTube conspiracy theory videos or articles about this that people have books, originally printed Berenstain Bears books, that have the EI, and now they all have the AI, so it was either a change in spellings on like the copyright part or something, but
Yeah.
I remember it EI, some people remember it AI. and now the books have AI. But then there's others. Okay, so in Snow White, you know, when the evil queen is talking to the mirror on the wall, what is that quote that she says?
Mm-hmm.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
You would think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not.
It's not.
It's a magic mirror.
Tell us what it is, Laura.
On the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? But, yet again, there is a wide range of people who have been saying and have said and have quoted, misquoted, and said mirror, mirror, when it's actually magic mirror. When was that a thing? That was never a thing.
Right. Mm-hmm. The misquote becomes just everybody's knowledge. We think we're right.
Because we are. It's the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Molly, do you watch Star Wars?
Oh, yeah.
So that quote that
Yeah.
Darth Vader says to Luke Skywalker.
The famous one.
Really famous scene. Do you remember
Episode
what
5.
he says?
Luke, I am your father.
You would think. But no. He says, no, I am your father.
No, he doesn't.
Yes,
Okay,
he does.
Molly.
Yes, he does.
Okay, Molly, go look it up. Because he does.
Because in the scene, I'll tell you what, in the scene he says, Obi-Wan told me you killed my father. And he responds, no, I am your father. The Luke part was never in there. I don't know what we did.
So, you know that scene in Forrest Gump when he's sitting there next to the nurse on the bench and he pulls out a box of chocolates and he says something to the nurse? Do you remember what he said?
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
You would think. But no.
Well, wait, can I try?
Yes.
Is it Mama says life is like a box of chocolates, or is that still wrong too?
So everyone seems to remember it as life is like a box of chocolates because he's still having life. And like that was the thing, is like life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But he actually says life was like a box of chocolates. So it's like is and was, but everybody remembers it as is because he's still going, and like then he meets, spoiler alert, he goes to Jenny and meets his son, and it's like you never know what you're going to get. You get a son. But it's like was.
Well, also, I think it's more relevant to people to say is instead of was. Like if somebody wants to be poetic, they're
it makes it a better motivational quote.
It's just like that's just the fact that people remember it as is, but it is was.
Right.
And then there's just so many more like different like trademarks and brand images that were used. Whiteout is not spelled like the color white. It's WITE.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't notice that. I'll have to go look at work tomorrow.
But there's just so many more that it's just like, how do you spell Oscar Mayer?
Oscar Mayer.
My baloney has a first name. It's OSCEAR. My baloney has a second name. It's MAYER.
What did you just say?
OSCAR. MAYER.
It's MA, but I would have never spelled it MA. I would have always spelled it ME. I always thought it was
only because there's that song.
But I'm also phonetic, so. So that show about the 4 best friends that live in New York City.
Sex and the
City.
What did you just say?
Sex and the City?
It's and.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Do people say sex in the city?
I just say it quickly, and it just sounds like sex. I'm like saying sex in this, like the in apostrophe, for and.
You know that song, We Are the Champions by Queen? And that line that goes, no time for losers because we are the champions. Is there anything that comes after that?
Of the world?
That's not correct. That's not the lyric. We added that.
What
Somehow in history we added that.
What? No,
It's
I've heard
not the
that
lyrics of the
song. They sang it on Chicken Little.
They sang
it
wrong.
on Chicken Little. I've listened to that song.
No, I think we do add it. Like, I think I've always said that, and it's, like, not been a part of the song.
I actually looked that one up a while ago, and he added it in at one concert sometime in the past, and it became lyrics. Like, since then we have put it in there.
Wow.
There's just so many, and it's amazing. Like, does Curious George have a tail or not?
He has like a short stubby tail if he has one.
He never had a tail.
I've never seen him with a tail.
Okay, yeah. I believe that, yeah.
I feel like I agree. I agree with what Bailey thought I was going to say. This is dumb. I think it's just people, like, misinterpreting and saying what they want to say. Like, especially the life's like a box of chocolates. That's, like, a really dumb example, I think, because that is the smallest word change. Was and is. Like, you can easily change
more,
that
like,
out,
I
and
just
it's not,
did
like, the end of the world.
A really quick... I love this because I love to think that there was, like, a glitch in the Matrix or something, and something happened. But I think it's more of, like, what you're saying, but I still love to think that, like, Berenstain Bears was Berenstain Bears, and now it is Berenstain Bears, and everyone's just ignoring it. And we could talk about it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be evidence of like alternate universe.
Other things like that. That like there are more impressive ones, I guess. Like the Nelson Mandela thing would probably be more impressive if we were alive during that time and had, or like were old enough to have had an opinion about whether he died or not, or remember him dying or not. And then same thing here, or something like that had happened in our lifetime. But alas, it has not. Maybe someday.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm glad, Laura.
Thank you.
Even if Molly is being no fun about it.
I mean, if you have more like interesting
Care about your friends' interests, Molly.
examples. I mean, like I think the Mandela thing is the most interesting because I remember hearing that people thought that he died in prison. But other than that, I think the other ones are just, and the Berenstein ones, that's a good one too. But the rest, I think, are just kind of like dumb.
He only died in 2013, so it was really.
Yeah, I remember him dying.
And recent. I think that was the thing is like there were so many people who were like, no, he died in the 80s or 90s. I don't even remember when it was.
So Molly said that those things were boring, but I was reading more examples I'd just like to share that I thought were pretty interesting. You guys know the Monopoly Man, the Monopoly mascot.
Oh yeah, I just saw this, so I know. I know most of these, I think.
Okay, well, don't cheat. I'm probably reading the same BuzzFeed article you were.
I read so many articles.
I thought these were good.
So many Google images.
Okay, Molly, so you are picturing the Monopoly Man, right?
Uh-huh.
In your mind, is he wearing a monocle or does he have no monocle?
I want to say he doesn't have a monocle.
Well, then you would be correct. He has no monocle.
I think people are confusing him and the Peanut Man. That's why they think he's got a...
That's exactly what BuzzFeed says, yeah, that the Peanut Man has a monocle. And then here's one that I understand but also disagree with. Pikachu. You guys know what Pikachu looks like, right? The electric type Pokemon,
yes.
right? Okay. The tip of his tail, what color is it?
Black.
Is it yellow like the rest of him? Black like his ears? He has some brown in his tail. What's the tip of it?
Ooh, it might be brown.
So Molly says brown or black. Laura, what do you say?
I mean, I've already said, I know what it is.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, it's neither. He doesn't have a colored tip. It's just yellow. There's no black.
I do remember him having like lightning strike, not symbols, but like striped things on his tail, I thought.
It looks like just like where it connects to his body is a little brown and then the rest of it's all yellow. Yeah, his ears are tipped black, but not his tail. So I thought those were interesting too.
Okay. This question says, if you could go back and prevent middle school you from making all your awkward middle school moves, parentheses, the clothes, the hair, the limited showers, close parentheses, the limited showers, would you want that?
Speak for yourself, question asker.
Would you think those awkward years are a rite of passage and developmentally important? The showers caught me off guard. I did not know that said that. But then again, I think I did that in elementary school. I did not take showers. But I think when I got into middle school, I started taking showers.
You didn't have BO then.
Middle school turned me into the heartless bitch that I am today.
I mean, it's...
Welcome to Molly's corner. She's a heartless bitch, too.
Okay, I'm gonna just ignore everything that Molly just said.
No, I'm serious. Like, the way I act is because of how I was in middle school.
But what does that mean?
Yeah, how do you act
now? In middle school, I wore my heart on my sleeve. I was super emotional. I had no problem. Well, I didn't tell guys I liked them, but I told everybody else. So they eventually found out that I liked them. Every guy rejected me. A few insulted me. So by the time I got to high school, I was like, I am so done with trying to even date boys. And I mean, that obviously still didn't stop me from getting crushes and stuff, but I buried that shit as far as I could. And yeah, I think it turned me into you know how I don't show emotion now. When I do show emotion, I don't like it. I texted Bailey and Laura, please slap me if I start liking a boy because I hate feeling emotions because it leads to pain.
Molly's just showing how men are trash even in middle school.
Men were trash.
See, I was going to say that you say that and we know that you are out of touch with your emotions, but you literally just told us a few minutes ago that you gave out your address and tried to give out the last 4 digits of your social security number to a complete stranger. So maybe middle school should have pardoned you just a little bit more. Or in a different way. Yeah, because
okay, if a girl had done that, I would have done the exact same
it hurt
thing.
in the wrong
it doesn't
areas.
matter the gender.
No, it's not about the guy. You're just saying that you wore your emotions on your sleeve and you're a heartless bitch. But if anybody in a red shirt with an Xfinity symbol had come up and said, "Ma'am, do you need help?" you would have fallen into their, like, trap. You are a marketer's wet dream.
You probably would have been more giving if it was a woman.
But yeah, I do think that the way I was in middle school is a rite of passage, because I mean, like, that gives you like a backbone. Like, I was awkward. I wore the same, like, if I wore a pink shirt, I was wearing pink eyeshadow. So
what? Wait. 1, what did you just say?
Don't match your shirt with your eyeshadow.
2, expand on it. 3, why did you bring that up? What point is that making?
Because it's a rite of passage, Bailey. Everybody had to look like a raccoon and match every piece of makeup with all of their clothes. That was how you had to do it, or you weren't cool.
I gotcha.
Yeah, the question was, is that your rite of passage, or should we not have had to go through it?
She didn't ask what they were. We didn't need to know you matched your pink eyeshadow with your pink shirt, but I'm glad we do.
So you don't regret it?
No. I mean, look at me now. I look amazing.
Is there anything
compared to middle school me?
She's not wearing green eyeshadow with a green t-shirt.
She's not.
I also did have to wear a back brace in middle school, so that was something.
Did you have scoliosis?
Mm-hmm. Well, I still have scoliosis, but
well, yeah, but
yeah, I had to wear a back brace from like 8th grade to 10th grade, so that was fun. But the generation now, I haven't seen a single ugly child. It's so obnoxious. They're all beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what everyone says, but in like 10 years, are we going to be looking back and be like, oh, that fashion was crazy? Like, we don't have hindsight for them yet.
That I'm like upset about. It's that like, Bailey, you probably go through this too. I look at my sister and, like, I see her going through things that I went through. And at the time, I felt so awkward and I felt so, like, I didn't know what I was doing and I was not confident and, like, whatever. And I look at her and it's like, you're gorgeous. You like, look like you have your shit together. Yeah. You're smarter than I would. Like, I just look at her and I compare myself to her. But then, like, I have time hop and pictures of her will come in my time hop and I'm like, oh, there was your awkward stage. Found it. So, like, I don't think they didn't go through one. I think we're just so close to them right now. And I think it's going to follow every generation into their early 20s that my sister's going to look back at the people that she knows that are younger than her and be like, oh my God, you're so pretty. When, like, they also went through an awkward stage.
Where's your embarrassing stage?
Like, I'm looking at my sister who's a junior in high school and being like, I looked awful as a junior in high school and I had no confidence. And she, like, she's exactly like me. She feigns confidence and pretends that she looks good when she walks out, just like I did, but has, like, all the insecurities that I had and everything. And, like, her 6th and 7th and probably her 8th grade year, like, Amy had braces. I never had braces. Amy had a good awkward stage. When she got the braces off, I fell back into my awkward stage, but it's fine.
Let's share pictures on our Twitter of our awkward phases.
So cute, and I hate my life.
That would be.
I look the exact same. Unfortunately,
you really do, which is why we should share.
I'm gonna go find
the pictures.
Like, I don't think I've aged since I was like 6.
Like, you don't, and you do.
I continue to try to change to find my look, and if anybody finds it, let me know. Because, like, I was going to say...
Laura dropped her look, if you could give that back to her.
I, like, moved around a lot in elementary school, came to the school I graduated from with, like, just a couple friends that I just happened to know before I got there. Bailey was there. Yes,
thank you.
And, like, didn't really know how to dress, didn't do my makeup, didn't do my hair. I didn't pick up a straightener until fall semester of freshman year of high school. Like,
I probably didn't until high school either.
Barely dried my hair. I would shower and then get straight into bed. I had the thickest hair. I wore my hair in a high pony that was slicked back, but not the cute slicked back. It was like...
Yes, the pony.
I looked bald. No I remember, Laura, and I really want to try to find it. There was a picture that I took. I think Bailey's probably in it. But I was wearing a green flouncy top that had, like, pointed things that went down beside my hips, and it was very flowy, and it was long sleeved.
Like a Tinker... Oh, I'm trying to remember if I remember.
But, like, it was just a very, very green top, like light green. And then brown corduroy pants, that were
So you were Tinkerbell.
flare-jeaned. And
I
then
think she was Peter Pan.
Ah, there you go.
red shockers, like those Nike shoes that had like the
Shockers!
things that were supposed to give you like lift as you ran, like I ever ran.
I'm on
Oh my
Facebook
gosh.
as we speak.
And so at one point, Bailey, my best friend, and another friend that we had at the time said, "You know what, Laura, you look like something." And I said, "Oh my God, what?" And they said, "A tree with fire ants at the bottom."
I remember this. Yes.
And it was rude.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I've never forgotten that. I held it all to myself.
Oh, I'm sorry, Laura.
But no,
yes.
I don't think I regret anything. I think you have to go through awkward stages, like, to show that you come out on the other end
the other side.
fine.
The crucible that forms you.
Yeah, I hate the idea of a glow up though, because I honestly don't think I've had mine yet, and I'm 23. Like, I feel like I'm still in my middle school years. Like, I still don't know how to dress myself.
We're glowing up as we speak.
I still don't know how to do my makeup. I still have insecurities that are reminiscent of middle school.
Same.
Well, those will stay with us forever. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like a continuation. And like, if you don't go through it, that's like a vital part of middle school years. Like, you've got to get that angst and that, like, the world hates me and I hate the world for hating me for not doing anything, and like hating your parents for the smallest things and rebelling against your parents and putting on a lot of makeup and wearing clothes that you think are too scant and doing all that stuff. I think it's you got to do it, or you don't really have those years like everybody else. So I wouldn't say I regret anything.
I mean,
Same. I think they build you as a person.
Yeah. It's just looking back and having a familiarity with everyone around you, being like, we were all ugly, we were all whatever, like,
and
like
now we're all
like,
beautiful.
Yeah,
Debatable.
We all know.
It's fun. I like it.
I mean, I think it's just basic time travel principles. If you change the past, you're going to change how you are now. And you might be a better person. Maybe if you change some of those middle school things, you might be worse. Like, you would just be a different person if you changed your life. So middle school may have sucked in some ways, but I mean, you can't remove it. Like you said, we kind of just all have to go through it. Forms who we are now.
Same. Like, I wouldn't want to change anything or like go back and like, I always say that I'd love to go back to some time knowing what I know now. But
Laura,
like,
I miss your bangs.
Why are you looking at pictures? Stop that.
I'm sorry. Keep saying what you were saying.
Like, I say that I'd love to go back to whatever time but know what I know now.
Right. Yeah.
But I think it would change too much. I think it would.
Right. Exactly.
You wouldn't get your future that you deserve.
Yeah. The future that you that's something. Let's talk about the future that you deserve. That's a good phrase.
Thank you, Bailey.
You're welcome.
On to updates?
Yes. Let's do some listener updates. I was going to go first because mine's just short, but it's for Molly.
Oh.
So Molly, in our third episode, I think. Was that when you talked about your left turn problems?
Yes.
So someone pointed out that apparently research has been done that left turns are like super dangerous. And I looked it up, and you are 3 times more likely to get in a car accident if you're turning left than right. Mm-hmm. And they also mentioned that UPS does not take left turns.
At all?
Yeah. Like,
how does it get around a left turn?
I think they said it even saves them money to send out 2 cars to get hit both sides of the street. I think. I'm not sure, but they have their own software to find the shortest path that also doesn't use left turns, because if you just use like Google Maps, they don't care about left turns. Yes, Laura's showing us the bangs and the ponytail, and it's great. But yes, so I was also going to look up like why Atlanta hated left turns so much, but I couldn't really find anything except for other people complaining about the city's planning. So you're not alone, and you're right. Justified.
Well, today actually I was trying to make a left turn, and I was trying to cross 2 lanes to turn left.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was just a stop sign. It wasn't even an intersection. It was just me at a stop sign, and then people coming and going. And there was like a red light, like a few blocks down. And so they had stopped, and so they were the people going right were like stopped and they like let me go between them, but like the people going left were still just like flying down the road, and this freaking car comes up beside me trying to turn left as well, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I'm trying to turn left first. You're gonna get us both killed. And we almost did. I was on the phone with my mom and I was like, oh fuck me, and I was like, Mom, I'm okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, Mom.
Poor Molly's mom.
Yeah, she
should know by now, though.
But yeah, left turns are the worst.
They are, objectively now. Molly, don't you have an update?
Yeah, I have a small one.
I don't know if I would call it small.
So a couple weeks ago, we had a question where this guy and this guy had set up this guy and girl. He thought they were a good match, but they have really strong, like, different political and religious views. So he was worried that, like, they weren't going to work out, or, like, should he tell them, like, interfere with them? And we said, no, we should not interfere, but we hope that their relationship works out regardless. So I caught up with my friend who asked that question the other week. But something that he told me that was very interesting is that the guy, he told us in the question that the guy is a virgin. But whenever we were hanging out, he was telling me that he's done everything except for sex, and he's even gotten to have what my friend described as a threesome without actually having sex. How you do that without having sex? I guess you can figure it out, but I'm not going to tell you. But
wait, will you tell us? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, baby.
But
we talking about hand stuff?
Anal.
Oh my God.
See, you don't know either, Laura.
But yeah, so I thought this was very interesting because can he really call himself a virgin if he's done all of that
we were all worried. We were all worried about the girl and like if she had done anything when he's like Mr. Experience over here.
But like this just goes to show that like if he ever were to like judge her, he has no right.
Right.
Throw it out that my personal opinion is you can't call yourself a virgin if you've done sexual oriented things. It does not compute. You're finding a loophole. You're trying to get around the system. You're cheating yourself. If it's a religious thing, God already knows what you've been touching.
Oh, gosh.
You're just lying to yourself.
He does, but...
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole other conversation, though.
It is. And I'm putting it in our notes because we're going to talk about it because I hate it.
Laura, did you have one more update?
I did. A couple weeks ago on the podcast, we talked about whether or not it's a problem in our society that women have to take their spouse's last name, whether all of us care or would take our spouse's last name, and we all had different opinions and we voiced them. And after we put that podcast up, I had a friend of mine text me and she said this: I just have to say something about your podcast. Y'all touched on something that honestly makes me so sad. It's the name changing thing. I'm so torn with changing my last name. I think I lose an identity when I change my names. At weddings, they would literally say Mr. and Mrs. John Doe. Where's my name? I literally have to become someone else. IDK, what that gives me so much... I don't care why that gives me so much anxiety. I only have my mom in this world, and then I no longer even have her name. I have no ties to my name, like you said, because honestly, I hate my last name because of my dad, but it's just my name, so it's weird. I went on to ask if she was upset by like anything we said or what, and she said, no, I'm just upset with the topic in general. She doesn't think that her future husband understands where she's coming from. And she said, it's really good that y'all have different opinions on the podcast because Molly and Bailey didn't really get it because they're not in serious or relationships. But it's cool to connect with people who see all the sides. And then she just kind of went on to tell me like why she thinks that her future husband's not going to get it and why she feels like she's going to have to get over it and that is a burden that's placed on the wives usually that we're in the place where we have to get over it and things like that. And I just thought it was interesting to see a different opinion and one who has a strong tie to her last name, not because of her dad or not because of anything that's happened in her life necessarily, but because that's her mom's last name, and it's just kind of been her and her mom in her life, and at some point she won't even have that connection with her mom anymore. But she's kind of already come to terms with the fact that she will have to get over it. She will have to take the man's last name.
Right.
And it's just added on to the multitude of things that women have to get over in life or have to deal with at the benefit of man, I guess.
So thank you, listeners, for acknowledging our conversations and then talking to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're glad you listened.
We want more of that.
Yeah, we're glad you listen and that you prove it by telling us things.
Is that it?
Yeah, Molly, take us out.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to our iTunes. Can you subscribe to SoundCloud?
Yes.
Then subscribe to our SoundCloud. We're on there, too. It's ourthreecentspod. That's our Twitter handle, too. ourthreecentspod. Cents. Our email, feel free to send us questions.
Pod.
What?
Our 3 Cents Pod on Twitter.
Our 3 Cents Pod is our Twitter handle, 3 the number, and our email, send us topics, questions, concerns, whatever, at our3thewordcentspod@gmail.com. You can also find us on YouTube.
Yes.
And
where you can also subscribe.
Theme song is Digital Lemonade by Kevin MacLeod. Again, thank you for listening. I am Molly.
I am Bailey.
I'm Laura.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Finally, I can eat my chips.